Hey guys, how's it going? It's Amanda. So I got a new 3D printer in. This is the FlashForge Creator Max 2, and they did send this out to me, but I am a complete beginner to 3D printers. I really didn't know anything about them other than they're really cool and you could make some really neat things. So I'm going to just kind of share my experience with you guys, and this is not sponsored or anything like that. This is just a look at what it can do and give you some of my thoughts about it. So this is a expensive 3D printer. This is a 969 3D printer. It does come in two different color models, and there's really no options to it. You just get this whole package. And this is actually a complete package. Like everything you could possibly need is included. I'm going to do my best to cover all the basics, but if there's anything you need to know specific, there will be a link down in the description. But for those of you who are not familiar with 3D printers, this is an IDEX printer, which is an independent dual extruder. And that's a big part of your cost here. You've got two extruders, so you can do many different things, which we'll talk about in just a moment. As a touchscreen interface, and it's got a plastic over metal build, which is just going to keep it much more sturdy and stable while you're printing, so it'll come out a lot cleaner. It has a build volume of 200 by 148 by 150 millimeters. The filament compatibility is PLA, high-speed PLA, PLA color change, ABS, ABS Pro, HIPS, HIPS, I'm not sure which that one is. Again, I'm a noob to all this. Elastic or TPU 95A, and PVA. And it's got a heated build plate, which will go up to 120 degrees Celsius or 240 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, again, from a complete beginner to this, I was really overwhelmed with the idea of how I was going to install all this and build it and set it up. So whenever you first get it, it all comes packaged very neatly, and it couldn't have been any easier. Like, it wasn't much harder than setting up just a normal old printer. Like, I kept waiting for my husband to be around, and our timings weren't working with schedules, but I literally needed no help. So it is super easy to do, and everything that you need is included in the package, along with a bunch of extras, which I will kind of talk to you about and show you, but you need no tools or anything like that to get this set up. So for the setup, you're going to remove all the little cable ties and things that are keeping it from wiggling around while it is moving. And then from there, you're going to take 4 screws out, which are labeled in the bag for your extruders, and it literally, or 4 screws each side, excuse me. So there's 8 screws total, and it has a little tool, little Allen key for it, and everything is so easy. It just slides into place and only goes one way, so you really can't screw it up. Once you've got your 2 extruders installed, then the next thing you're going to do is, since this is a dual extruder, you're sometimes having both of these heated up. So there's a little anti-ooze plate, and there's 4 screws, 2 on each side, that you're going to install on these here. And it's just stupid easy. Again, I think it's used the exact same Allen key, but that's just a little plate that, since these are going to be heated up, is going to keep it from just dripping all over the place. And that's a very nice feature to have, because it's going to keep everything cleaner and just make it all not get so junked up while it's trying to print and dripping everywhere. From there, you are going to install your spool holder and your 2 spools on there. And this part I did have to use the directions for, because how they feed up and out is very important. So there's a big label paper that says, watch this, not this way, do it this way. So that was real easy once I checked it out. And then from there, that's basically it, unless you want to use a magnetic build plate. But I just wanted to use it as is to start out, so I did not install this. But what this does is, it comes with a scraper here, but it's really hard to get some of your prints off. So instead of trying to like jab at it and force it off of there, which could damage your print, you can use this. And it's a magnetic. One side sticks down with some 3M tape, and then you can just pop it and it'll pop your print off much easier. And then it comes with a bunch of these extra sheets for your build plate, and there's one already pre-installed, so I didn't even have to put one on. But they have their little grippers, kind of like sandpaper almost, and then they're 3M backed on the other side. And if you're having issues with your build sticking, they include a glue stick, which my camera's not want to focus. They have these 2 little parts, but they said if you don't have any issues, just ignore these, so I did. Really cool. They have several different tips for your extruders, so once you need to replace those, if you can no longer clean them, or you get one broke or damaged. What else is in here? There's just all kinds of little tools, several different Allen keys, which I didn't need them because the ones that I needed was only one. But like if something goes wrong or you need to replace something, there's some smaller ones included. There's a screwdriver, mini tools that I don't even honestly know what they're for, except this one right here is very important. This little T-shaped one is to clean out your extruder if you have some kind of a clog. And then you plug in the power cord, and that's really it. Now you're on to leveling. On the touchscreen here, there is a spot that just says level right on one of the main screens, and it literally walks you through it step by step. I didn't have to use the manual. I just followed what was on the screen. There's 3 little screws, and it just literally tells you, it's so easy how to level this. So you're going to follow that. And then after that, you're going to calibrate your axes. So axes, whatever they are, you're going to calibrate them. And again, it tells you right on the screen what to follow and what to do to get them to line up. It didn't take me hardly any time, and I was ready to print. Included on the SD card is your manual, your software for your computer, and even some test builds. So I went ahead and tried all of those first, which I'm really glad I did. And let's go ahead and just look at what those look like. Okay, so I had to do nothing other than select the one I wanted to print and hit the button that said print. There was no settings to fiddle with, and I have this hook. So the first one came out, they selected what the temperatures were, which extruder was being used, everything, and I was like shocked. It just worked out perfect. So I knew that I had my axes calibrated correctly and my build plate was nice and level and everything was good. Then from there we had good old Benchy or Benchies. This is a mirrored print, and it is using both extruders at the same time. So as long as you're printing something small. So both of these came out super clean. There was no real mishaps or anything like that. At the top of the smokestacks on both of these, the filament kind of strung across, and I just pulled both of them off. I didn't sand or go to town like cleaning any of these up because I just wanted to show you basically what it's going to look like straight off the print deck. But so far I have just been over the top impressed. Everything is very nice and clean. All the little details are really there, even though there's just a few little like hair-like pieces that are here and there, but nothing is like messed up, if that makes sense. There's little, I wouldn't call them airs, but just little extra pieces here and there, but it's all just stuff that'll clean up, and you have a very nice print. And both of these are basically the same. This one actually may be just a slight bit cleaner on the little hair-like pieces, so sometimes that maybe even comes down to your filament. This is the ones that they sent included, so keep that in mind. But everything has been really great so far on 2 out of 2 prints. So somebody that's trying to pump out a lot of prints for like a business or like an Etsy store or something like that, that's really cool that you can double up on it like that, and there you go. Another really cool thing you can do is use both extruders at the same time on the same print. So this print is a dual colored one, or obviously you could have 2 of the same color, but I don't know why it would make a difference if you'd want to mess with all that. But this funky piece is just an outer shell that is keeping it all protected underneath and keeping that filament from crossing all over the place. And once you pop it out of that, it is very nice and clean underneath. Now these lines are very sharp and straight and crisp. There's a few little hair-like places. The only thing, there is a little bit of an issue, kind of a little bit of roughness or, I don't know, jaggedness on the nose, but that may be where it detaches from that wall that's protection. So just a slight little bit of sand, but overall it's just super clean. So this is a print I have saved for my husband. It's for your toolbox, and it holds like all your wrenches so that they're lined and faced. And I haven't printed it yet, but just to show you a demo of the flash print software, which is included on the SD card, or you can download it from their website, which I did because I didn't know it was on the SD card at first. But there is all the little tools here. Everything is labeled and super easy to use. Like, I didn't have to like figure out much. I can't remember. There was something that I was like, I didn't quite understand how to remove some of the supports and how to like tell which ones I need and don't need yet, because all this is so new. But I'm just giving you an overview of what it looks like. Now, one thing I guess I should tell you is every one of these I printed in standard. I never chose high quality, which will make a cleaner and better print. So just note that everything you've been viewing has been done in printing, standard printing. For every print that I did, I sent it to the printer via the cord, which is included a USB cable for your computer to attach, and so that's how I did it. The software does work for both Windows and Mac, and I have used both of them, but I just wanted to show right here is where it plugs in, and you also have the SD card slot, which is included. And I believe you can send them to the SD card if you don't have a computer nearby, and maybe say you have a desktop and you don't have a laptop, but I did not personally do that, so I'm not really going to go over that part. So on to the fun stuff that I printed. I printed this little keychain adapter for your little lightning to 3.5 millimeter headphone dongle that you have to have for your iPhone to be able to use headphones. It just snaps right in and it's shaped perfectly just like the little 3.5 millimeter adapter would be. And you can add just a little keychain or like a little clip through there and hang it like in your backpack or purse, things like that. Then from there, I was like, well, I want to try to make an adapter for a Nikon Z to a Canon EF lens. On another camera, I have this little metal one, and it's just very thin, but since this is a mirrorless camera, it has to have further distance from the camera, so this all works. In theory, it connects to my camera. The print was clean and good. It connects to my lens just like it should. However, it made the pictures all blue. Maybe if I printed it with black, it would work, but it was kind of a fail. But the print itself was clean and perfect. Just the product didn't exactly fit my needs. Okay, so the next thing I printed was this little battery caddy. And you may be wondering, why do you want a battery caddy? Well, a lot of people are making charging stations out of their IKEA SCADAS. But I printed a headphone stand, and then I saw that they had something for your mouse. So I printed one of those and just sits on these hooks that I already had for this. And then I printed both the AA and AAA. Whether I use these or not, I just wanted to have fun and see what all I could do. I've had so much fun with that. Then moving along, one of the trickier prints is this little infinity cube, and this is kind of just a little fidget toy. There's a little something here. I don't know if that's when I scraped it off of the board, because some of these were really hard to remove, or if my kids have just played with it so much that something's happened, it hit the wall or something. I don't really know. I don't recall anything being wrong with it, but just a little infinity fidget cube, and this like all prints. And it's kind of stiff at first, but as you play with it, it kind of loosens up and it works perfectly. So that was really cool. Probably one of the harder prints that there was. And then I did just a low poly. It's a planter, or you could use it as like a little bowl on your desk to like throw in SD cards or some kind of a dongle or adapter or your batteries instead of putting them on your IKEA SCADAS. Okay, I am in the editing process and I forgot to talk about the door. It does have a magnetic door, which you can see through, but you can also leave it open. And depending on what you're printing, you need to check out the filament requirements because you may need the doors open or closed. And the same with the top, you can leave it on whenever you're not using it, and it just works its way around all the cables here. There's a nice little cutout, and it easily is removed for whenever you need it off, but you can easily put it on just to keep your cat out or keep it nice and clean in there. Well, guys, I have had about 46 hours of printing with this. I've had 0 misprints or issues that I thought was the printer's fault. A couple of my own. Since this is all new and completely foreign to me, I didn't know that the files weren't going to already have the information to tell it to put supports or not to put supports. So there was a warning on a couple things in the Flash print software that mentioned it, but one of them, somebody said in the comments that they didn't do it with supports, so I didn't, and then it failed. So nothing of the printer's fault. It has worked flawlessly, in my opinion, way exceeded my expectations. It was so much easier to use than I ever thought it could be. I definitely suggest this if this is something in your budget and you need something of this caliber, but it is costly, so leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.